I don't have an explanation for you, and you may not get one. That's it.
Hey y'all, so I am back with another video today, and today I am doing a wrap up, but kind of like end of the year wrap up with books. I'm gonna go ahead and get all of my end of the year videos out of the way, like kind of like a recap or whatever. How many books did I read this year? My goal this year was to read 10 books, but I don't think I made that because I got in a couple of reading slumps. Some stuff I like DNF'd. But what I'm gonna do is I'll just show off the books that I had bought this year that I intended on reading, and hopefully I'll get to them next year. There are books that I do want to read next year though. Like some of these books I do want to read, and then some of these books I don't know what happened. But I'm gonna try to coerce myself into reading it, maybe doing like a vlog. But I'm gonna just go ahead and start with the books that I did read. So this was the first book I did read this year. It's called, what is it called? And They Lived Happily Ever After by Therese Bahari. This book I read like the beginning of this year. I did not start doing book vlogs until the summer of this year. Yeah, the summer of this year. I did not start doing book vlogs. This is the first book I read at the beginning of this year. I started reading the beginning of this year, but I couldn't finish this book because I think I started at maybe like chapter 5, 6, something like that. I don't know. It ain't even no bookmark in here because I had to take all my other bookmarks out because I just lost interest in the book. I lost interest in the book. But this book is about a girl named Gia, and I think the guy, what is the guy named? Jacob. And Gia is best friends with Jacob's brother, and they've had a crush on each other for a very long time. And his brother catches them kissing in the bedroom, and he got like so outrageously mad. Like he got so mad to the point where it's like he didn't even need to be that mad. Like I could see you being mad because it's like, why are y'all kissing in my house, right? But like he was like doing the most, and it was like whatever. Okay, but Gia is an author. She is a romance novelist, and when she writes, things start to become true. So like she can write a story about Cinderella or whatever, and it can start coming true. Like she has some type of magical powers within that. So that is kind of what this book is. I don't really want to tell the story of the book, but it was a cool book. I gave it a solid 3. Like it's fun, cute romance. Like it's not much going on. It's not like, you know, a whole lot of drama or whatever, but it's not too much for me. But it's a cute book. It's a cute book. I was in Barnes and Noble one time, and I did see she has I feel like I'm telling the story, but she does have a sister. I don't remember her name, but her sister name start with a G as well. And there is another book that kind of follows her sister and like the romance between somebody else and her sister. I don't really remember, but that was months ago when I seen that book. I didn't pick it up because I didn't want to buy no books that I know I wasn't going to commit to. Yeah, because that's what I'm gonna have to start doing, because I don't want to be one of those people that just be having books piled. Like, no, I don't want to just be having books pile up, and I ain't got money like that. Anyways, but Black Girl Unlimited is about this girl, Echo Brown. She's a wizard, and there's some type of portal that begins in her neighborhood, but we couldn't even get to that because it was so much other okay, the reason why I started getting like these interested is because where's the action? Like, yeah, your grandmother is cute, your family members are cute and all, but like I shouldn't be like I don't know, like I like to get to the action. Let's go ahead and get you know, I know we need to build up to the climax. I know we got to build up to the story, but like, when is the story gonna happen? You know what I mean? When is the story gonna happen? But I'll give this book another try. Like, I don't want to be nasty. Like, I'm gonna give this book another try since I didn't even really finish it. So I'm gonna give this book another try. I'm gonna give this book another try. I'm gonna give it another try. Like, you know, it's not fair for me to make like a set opinion on a book when I didn't even give the book a fair chance. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. But this don't get no stars, cause. Okay, so what's the next book I read? Yes, this one. Okay, so excuse me while I ugly cry is the next book I had read. I did do a book vlog on this book. I read this, and then I read This Is the Book, and then I read Wings of Ebony as well. I think I gave Wings of Ebony a 3. Well, I'm gonna talk about Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry first. Okay, Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry definitely get 5 stars. Shout out to Joya Goffney. Shout out to Joya Goffney. Okay, Joya has another book coming out next year. It's a what is it called? My Week with Him. I'm definitely gonna be getting that next year, next summer, cause you know I think I'm gonna be a Joya Goffney stan. Cause I read Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry. This got 5 stars. It was great. So if you don't know what this book was, this book is a black romance novel about this girl named, what is her name? Ooh, what is her name? Quinn and Carter. And Quinn has this journal where she writes like all of her secrets and things of that nature in. And somebody in the book stole it and basically was threatening her on Instagram that if she don't finish certain things throughout her list in her journal, that they were going to expose her and basically blackmailing her. You know what I mean? And Carter is the person that is kind of he is the love interest, but he is also like helping her do the things on this list, on the in the journal that's on the list. So yeah, that's kind of like the journey of this book. This book did talk about like, you know, the Oreo trope with like being black and growing up in like in a majority white community, and it also talked about aggressions, having white friends, and it also talked about like self-esteem, accepting yourself, doing what you want to do that you see best for yourself. It talked about a lot of that stuff. Like this book, well, Joya Goffney books, Confession of a Legit Good Girl did the same thing, but Confession of a Legit Good Girl is better. They're both 5 stars, but Confessions of a Legit Good Girl is better. But I'm gonna get to why it's better. But Confessions of a Legit, Excuse Me While I Ugly Cry was a solid 5 out of 5 for me. It was great. It had its funny moments. It had some good comedy. It had some great written romance. Like, it just had a little bit of everything that just made it so great and so fun and just everything. They are both supposed to be going to college, and we kind of got left off where Carter has his list of things that he wants to do before he I think before he goes to college, or while he's in college or something like that. And Quinn was basically saying she you know, she's gonna help him with it since they're, you know, now dating. So I was hoping maybe we get a book, a spinoff, maybe a sequel of maybe they're in college, and then we are crossing the things off of Carter's list like we did with Quinn in this book. So I just think it's a good idea. Maybe we should get a part 2. Like, I don't know, but the way she left it off within the book is she can make a part 2 if she wants to, but she doesn't have to. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of how she closed this book out, which was really well done. But yeah, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Now, what is this? Oh, with Wings of Ebony. At first, I gave this book a 3 out of 5, but I gave it a 3 out of 5 well, at first I gave it a 3 out of 5, but then I was like, I don't really want to make too much of an opinion on the book because I know that it was going to be a part 2 to the book, right? And essentially the part 2 to the book is going to be the entire story, right? Because, you know, it's broken up into 2 books, 2 parts, right? But I wasn't a fan of the second book. I like the first book a little more than the second book. Well, way more than the second book, if we're being honest. But I think I gave the second book a 3. But even still, like, I don't know. I'm not really a fan of how, like, the plot went in the second book. Ashes of Gold. I did read Ashes of Gold. But I read that in, like, was it October? I don't really remember, but I did do a book vlog for that. But the way the book ended off for me was kind of just like, I wasn't a fan of how the book ended. And I also really wasn't a fan of how, like, certain things transpired throughout the book. After reading both of the books and thinking about it, I think I like Wings of Ebony a little more. I kind of like the journey of her figuring out her powers and getting to know her side of being Gazoni and all of that stuff. I kind of enjoyed this book a little more than the other book, but I don't know. It's still a 3 for me. I think I'm still gonna give this book a 3. Now, Ashes of Gold, I think I'm gonna still leave it a 3. I think I'm still gonna leave it at a 3. I think I'm just gonna leave it at a 3. Like, some stuff I was just like, we could have did something else, but I read the physical copy of Wings of Ebony, but Ashes of Gold, I did in audio. So, that's why I don't have the physical copy of that book. What next book I read? Okay. So, the next book I read is Legendborn. If you ask me how I feel about this book, I really wouldn't know what to tell you. Like, I know they just came out with Bloodmarked. I was in Barnes & Noble the other day and I walked past it and I was like, Shania's not reading that. Okay, Shania's not reading that. Okay, I had the physical copy. First of all, it took me about, I don't know how long it took me. I think it took me about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Well, yeah, it took me like 2 weeks. I could have got it done earlier than that, but girl, it took me about 2 weeks to read this book. And like, I haven't read Bloodmark, and I haven't really been hearing nobody talk about it. So, and that's on purpose because I do plan on listening to the audio because I'm not reading this. But I'm going to listen to the audio. That Bloodmarked is the second part of this book. I do plan on reading that next year. I am going to talk about books I do plan on reading next year. Bloodmarked is something I do plan on reading next year. But Legendborn, I don't know how to feel about Legendborn. Like, I just wasn't up. I just wasn't a fan. Like, I don't know. I feel like this book was kind of overhyped a little bit. Like, it was kind of overhyped. It's kind of giving me, I don't want to say off-brand Twilight, but I want to say off-brand Twilight. Like, it just wasn't it for me. And then, I don't know. Like, I feel like Brie could be written as more of a badass, not bad in a sense of like a terrible, but she could be written more as like a badass, like, you know, a phenomenal ass, powerful ass character. And I just feel like it's just falling a little short for me. But maybe in Bloodmarked, maybe we get some character growth with Brie. I hope so. I hope she has some black people in her corner in this next book. But I feel like this next book is just gonna drain the hell out of me. Honestly, I honestly feel it in my spirit. If you read Bloodmarked, don't say, if you read Bloodmarked, don't give me no spoilers, but if it drained the hell out of you, comment down below. If it drained the hell out of you, you gotta let me know, because I just feel like it's gonna drain the hell out of me, because this book drained the hell out of me. And Bloodmark is even longer than this, and this was in 3 parts. So, and I also already felt like this book didn't really need to be as long as it was, honestly. Like, for the amount of things that transpired in this book really did not have to be as long as it was. Like, for the stuff that we were going to get into, it didn't really have to be as long as it was. But, like, I am looking forward to Bloodmark and to seeing, like, you know, what's going to transpire between Bree, Nick, and what is his name? Selwyn, whatever his name is. I don't really give a fuck. But yeah, and I'm also interested into seeing Bree reach into, you know, her powers with her ancestors being, was it root workers? Oh, doing root magic or something like that. Something to do with root. I don't remember too much, but I am interested into seeing her, you know, get more into that bag and, you know, learning her ancestors and her ancestry with that magic that she has, you know what I mean? But yeah, this book was by Tracy Deonn. I think I gave it a 3. I think I gave it a 3 with a 3. I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna just give it a 3, but I just see so much potential for Bree. I just hope that she gets more developed in Bloodmark when I read it. Because some stuff in here, I was just like, okay, girl, you're just a little bit too unserious for me. But yeah, that's that. What's the next book? Next book I read is This Poison Heart. This Poison Heart is going to get a 5-star for me. She's going to get a 5-star for me. She was just exquisite. She just did what needed to be done. And here some people did not like This Wicked Fate, which is the second part to this book. So I'm still going to read it, but, like, you know, I am looking forward to reading that book. This book is about a girl. She basically has powers like poison ivy, just to sum it up. Basically is trying to navigate she's basically trying to learn how to navigate these powers, and she's also learning her heritage, her family heritage in regards to this power as well, with being able to, you know, grow flowers and do all of those type of things with trees and all of that stuff. That's basically the sum of this book. It's a lot more drama that happens in this book. Oh, this book also has like a Greek mythology spin on it, which I thought was a very cool idea as well. So that's also what this book does. But I gave it a solid 5 out of 5 stars. It was very well written to me. It got to the points that we needed to get to. It wasn't like longly drawn out, you know what I mean? But yeah, solid 5 out of 5 stars, and I love the cover. So, Confessions of an Alleged Good Girl. I just recently read this. This was the last book I read. Yeah, this was the last book I read. I'm gonna give this book solid 5 out of 5 stars. This is gonna be the best book I read this year. Yeah, it's gonna go to this book. This is the best book I read this year. This book just hit, like, the way that it was written and the way that it just hit on everything that is also relatable, but also just, it's the way it hits the points of being relatable, and but also addressing like important issues that happens in like the Black community. It's just, and also making it fun, making it funny, making it emotional, making it like it just made it was just everything wrapped up into one. Like the cute romance between her and between Monique and what's his name, Reggie. It's just great. So this book follows the main character named Monique. She is a preacher's kid, and she basically is in a 2-year relationship with this boy named Dom. And Dom is basically really close with her dad and whatnot, and she basically thought, her and Dom were going to be together forever because of how close their families are. And she's basically been trying to have sex with him 29 times, I think I remember correctly, but they've been trying to do it a whole lot, but they haven't been able to do it because she just couldn't, her body just rejects him. And come to find out, she has this condition called vaginismus, which is a condition that's not only found in people who are SA, but also people who are traumatized by sex because of the stigmas that come with growing up in the church and not learning about sex, and people telling you going to hell and you're a bad person and this and this. So that's kind of how we just get to that. And I forgot the girl name, but one of her friends in the book, another church girl, and Reggie, they team up to help her with her condition. And that's kind of the gist of this book. But this book does get a solid 5 out of 5 stars for me. I really enjoyed this book. It was just everything. It was just everything. I just really well written. It just was just everything to me. Like, I say this is one of my favorite book of the year. Favorite book of the year. That's at least the little bit of books I fucking read, but I'm a real person with real bullshit going on. So like, y'all gonna have to spare me. But I have books that I was supposed to read that I just didn't get a chance to read, but I want to make sure I read them next year. So, A Deadly Inside Scoop and 2-Part Sugar, 1-Part Murder are 2 cozy mysteries I was supposed to read in October, but I didn't get a chance to read them. So I can just do a blog reading some cozy mysteries, just to get these out of the way and read. I haven't really been buying any books because I ain't got it like that. Number 1, and number 2, I want to read the shit that I have before I try and do other shit, you know what I mean? And just be buying stuff. I also have The Weight of Blood by Tiffany D. Jackson, and then I have White Smoke by Tiffany D. Jackson. I was supposed to read these in October, and I never got a chance to read them. But I did start The Weight of Blood. I think I'm on like part 2. Yes, I'm actually on part 2, so I can finish this. I can definitely finish this. When? I don't know, because the thing is, I don't know. Don't ask me. Don't stress me out. But I can do a Tiffany D. Jackson vlog. I don't know what happened. I think I stopped reading it and I just got disinterested because I had other shit going on. I think that's what happened, and I just threw the book to the side. I don't know if it was something against the book, or I think it was just me. But I was only at part 1, so you know what I mean? Like, I barely got into the meat and the potatoes because I just left. But I kind of want to do a Tiffany D. Jackson blog of just reading Tiffany D. Jackson books, because I hear a lot of the girls talk about how much they love her and all this and all that, and I want to see what the tea is, you know what I mean? So I could do a Tiffany D. Jackson blog, maybe get another one of her books to try out, and yeah, because I do want to read White Smoke as well. So yeah, those were books I was supposed to read, but I'll read them when I get a chance. I do have Cinderella Is Dead by Kaylin Barron. I definitely want to read this. Period. Like, I'm going to read it. And then I have Love is a Revolution by Renee Watson. This just seems like a cute, unserious romance book to read and to talk shit about. So not to talk shit about in sense of the author, but to talk shit about in sense of the characters, because just by reading the back of this just seems like unserious romance. But I want to read it. I honestly want to do in February, I want to do a I just want to read black romance novels in February, and I want to do a vlog. So I'm definitely going to do that. Like, I have to do that because it is romance novels that I wanted to read this year that I ain't gonna get to read black romance novels that I get to read. So I want to do that next year for February. Like, I just have to. So yeah, that is this book. I'm gonna save this for February. Books that I didn't finish reading. So when no one is watching, I had that in audio, but I didn't finish. I had when no one is watching in audio, and I didn't get to finish. I think I was at like chapter 3. Don't ask me what happened because I don't know. Read that in October. I didn't get to finish that. Don't ask me what happened because I have no answers for you. I don't. But I want to get that finished too. Hopefully finish listening to that. I do want to read The Undead Truth of Us because many of y'all were telling me to read that, and I still want to read it. I heard some girls talk about is it Babel or is it Babel? I don't know how to pronounce it, but I've been hearing some girls talk about that. But the book is $20, and I don't know about spending $20 on the book because Shania ain't got it like that. I keep trying to tell y'all, but yeah. That's all. So technically, how many books did I read? Because I flopped. I technically read like 8.5 books. If I would have finished like 2 books that I had started, I would have met my goal. But honestly, oh well. Like, what do you do now? But yeah, that's all. Hopefully next book content y'all see is of me reading the books that I already have. But yeah. But if you guys enjoyed this video, please give this video a like, and also comment down below if you read some books. What books have you read? What books are you looking forward to? What is your book of the year? What is your favorite cover of the year? Favorite cover is gonna have to go to, I don't know, it's gonna have to go to This Poison Heart, even though it didn't come out this year. It technically came out last year, right? But yeah, let me know all of that stuff down below, and yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Excuse me, can you record me real quick? Can you record me real quick?
Get somebody else to do it.
It's for audition.
Get somebody.